Namaskar students, welcome back again in my next lecture. So in this lecture we will try to calculate and find out the force of attraction between two parallel dipoles. So if you remember my previous lectures on this topic on dipole, so I did first multipole expansion, and in multipole expansion we have learned vector potential due to dipole, then magnetic field due to dipole, and then we have I wrote magnetic field due to dipole in terms of spherical polar coordinates. So that was equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi m upon r cube, that is 2 cos theta r unit vector plus sin theta theta unit vector. This was the magnetic field due to dipole. Then this magnetic field due to dipole can be written in terms of r unit vector. So in my last lecture I have given the derivation that was equivalent to mu 0 upon 4 pi, that is m vector dot product with r unit vector into r unit vector, that is 3 in bracket m vector dot r unit vector into r unit vector minus m vector. So that was the magnetic field due to a dipole. Then we have understood, let us say this dipole is filled in a uniform magnetic field. Then we have learned that force on the dipole will be equal to 0, but there will be torque. So torque on the dipole will be equal to m cross b. We have learned. Now if you place a dipole in a non-uniform magnetic field, then we have learned torque will remain same, but the force there will be net force on the dipole. So that we have calculated force in a non-uniform magnetic field when a dipole is kept, then that F is equal to del in bracket m dot b, where m is the dipole moment and b is the magnetic field. So that what we have learned. Then in my last lecture we have learned, means I have calculated one problem, that was the torque on a square loop which is situated at r distance from a circular loop. Okay, so we have calculated the torque on a square loop due to circular loop. Means there are two dipole, one is a circular loop, due to circular loop, another is due to the square loop, and because of this circular loop dipole there will be obviously a magnetic field due to dipole, and then we can find out how much torque is exerted on a square loop. So that was we have calculated tau n is equal to n vector is equal to, that is m cross b or m1 cross b2, m2 cross b1. That what we have done in my previous lecture. Then I have given an assignment to you that you do the reverse problem, means you calculate the torque on a circular loop due to a square loop. Then what will be the value? That is the assignment I have given. Please do the assignment and submit to me on my YouTube channel. Okay. So in today's lecture, let us say we will try to calculate force of attraction between two parallel dipoles. Means two parallel dipoles are kept at some distance r. Then we have to find out how much force will be between these two dipoles. Okay. So let us proceed to the lecture. So here I have written that is problem. So what is the problem? That is if you see here, so that is force of attraction between two magnetic dipole m1 and m2 aligned parallelly. Okay, means let us say we have two dipole m1 and this is dipole m2. So this is m1 and m2 and they are kept at a r distance apart. Okay, r distance की दूरी पे दोनों रखे हुए एक दूसरे से, और दोनों जो है the alignment of both dipole are in parallel direction. Means both are parallel, means the direction same in same direction. Okay, I hope you understood my point. Means they are kept along the z axis. Let us assume that this is z axis, and this is y axis, and this is x axis. So both dipole are kept along the z axis, means they are pointing along the z axis, but the separation between the dipoles are between the two dipole is r. Okay, So we know that magnetic field due to this dipole, that will be B1, and magnetic field due to this dipole, that is B2, and magnetic moment due to this dipole, that is M1, and magnetic moment due to this dipole, that is M2. Obviously, if you see the direction, M1 will be equal to M1Z and M2 is equal to M2Z. Okay. So we know, and here if you see, we have to find out the force of attraction. It means we have learned that in my theory lecture, if a dipole is placed in a uniform magnetic field, then there will be no net force acting on the dipole. मीन्स अगर कोई डाइपोल अगर यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में रखा हुआ है तो उसके ऊपर कोई भी फोर्स नहीं लगता। ये हम लोगों ने पहले थ्योरी पार्ट में कैलकुलेट कर लिया है। इसका मतलब क्या है कि अगर यहाँ पे फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन कैलकुलेट करना है, इसका मतलब कि यहाँ पे जो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लग रहा है डाइपोल के ऊपर, वो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड यूनिफॉर्म नहीं है। ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाई आई हैव रिटन, लेट अस ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट द सॉल्यूशन ऑफ दिस प्रॉब्लम। तो इन नॉन यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड बी, लेट अस से इफ यू राइट द फोर्स, हमने एक फार्मूला कैलकुलेट कराया था, डेरिवेशन कराया था, that F is equal to del in bracket m dot b, where m is the dipole moment and b is the magnetic field. Okay, so now one can apply this formula in present problem. If you apply this formula in present problem, so that can be written as F is equal to that force vector, that can be written as del operator in bracket. So we can choose any one. So I have chosen m2 dipole, in place of m2, m, that is m2, and in place of b1, in b, that is b1. Means we have to find out the force on dipole m2 due to dipole m1. Okay, so due to dipole m1 means due to magnetic field b1 which is originating from the dipole m1. So that is why I have written this F is equal to del in bracket m2 vector dot product with b1 vector. This is not necessary only, means I have taken m2 and b1, somebody can take m1 and b2 also, the problem will be same, answer should be same, you can cross check. So this is now you take as assignment, you try to check that if you take m1 here and b2 here, then what will be the force of attraction, you just try to find out. Okay, means what I am saying, this is not necessary that you take m2 here and b1 here. Anybody, any student can take m1 here and b2 here also. That will be the calculation, will be that calculation should give the same answer. Okay, or in this formula again we have modified that this del operator in bracket m dot del m dot b, or this formula can also be written as that is m2 dot del into b1. So that I have in derivation, if you for detail you see my derivation lecture of force, so that can be written as m2 vector dot product with del operator outside of the bracket, that is b1 vector. Okay, now in order to find out the force of attraction between these two dipoles, we have to find out the value of this b1. We know in my previous lecture also, again I have derived the value of b1 in radial direction, so that magnetic field due to dipole at position r, that can be written as, that is formula. You remember, this is very important formula, please keep in mind, please remember, this is very very important formula. So this is very important formula. Okay, this is very very important formula. You remember this formula, this is very important. Okay, so this is very important formula. Now here in present formula, in present problem, if you see, m1 is along the z direction. Okay, m1 is, that is vector, if you see here, so if you see here, so we have to find out the magnetic field due to this dipole, that is m1. Okay, so m is equal to m1 into z unit vector, that is along the z direction, and r unit vector that is along the this direction. So r unit vector is along the z direction, that is z unit vector, means r unit vector is equal to the z unit vector, and r vector, if you write, r vector will be equal to z into z unit vector, because I have kept these dipoles on the z axis. Okay, that is whether you take r or z, that is same, but I am taking the z, and the angle between these dipoles, that is basically they are aligned parallelly, that means theta is equal to 0. Now if you calculate the dipole magnetic field due to dipole, so if you substitute this value, all values. So what we will get that is b1 is equal to b1 at r is equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi. In place of r cube I have substituted z cube, okay, and 3 in place of m I have substituted m1z unit vector, the m1z unit vector, dot product r unit vector, that is z unit vector, outside of bracket, that is z unit r unit vector, that is z unit vector, minus that is m vector, that is m1, m vector is m1 z unit vector, m1 z unit vector. If you do this z unit vector into z unit vector, so that is basically 1. So 3 m1 z unit vector minus 1 m1 z unit vector, so that will be equal to 2 m1 z unit vector, okay. So this will be the value. So this magnetic field V1 at position r due to dipole m1 is equal to mu 0 upon this 2 will be cancelled out, mu 0 upon 2 pi m1 upon z cube r unit vector, because this 2 and this 4 will be cancelled out. So now we find out the magnetic field B1, means magnetic field due to dipole m1 at position r or at position z, where this dipole m2 is situated, okay. So this force on the m2 will be equal to m2 in bracket m2 vector dot del with del operator in break outside the bracket, that is b1 vector. If you simplify this formula, so we can write m2 is along the z unit vector, that is m2 z unit vector dot product, that is del operator del upon del x unit vector plus del upon del y unit vector plus del upon del z unit vector in bracket close, okay, and then b1 that is equal to mu 0 upon 2 pi m1 z cube into z unit vector. Now if you solve this, so only z1 here z unit vector is there, here z unit vector is there, means only z unit vector component will survive, and all other operator del upon del x unit vector del upon del y unit vector, this will become 0, because this dot product will give 0. So that means this will give m2 del upon del z, okay, and then this z unit vector into z unit vector, that is scalar quantity, that is 1, and then multiply mu 0 upon 2 pi m1 upon z cube into z unit vector. So that is m2 upon m2 into del upon del z in bracket mu 0 upon 2 pi m1 upon z cube in bracket z unit vector. That means force will be also along the z axis direction, along the z direction, okay. So if you just it means that we have to just differentiate with respect to z. So we can differentiate, that is mu 0 upon 2 pi, so this m1 and this m2, that is m1 into m1 into m2 into z unit vector, okay, and del upon del z 1 upon z cube. If you do the differentiation of this quantity, that will give the minus 3 upon z power 4. So if you multiply this here, so what we will get, f is equal to minus 3. So this minus quantity here, minus this 3 will be multiplied here, that is 3 minus 3 mu 0 upon 2 pi m1 m2 upon z to power 4, and this z unit vector, so that is z unit vector, okay. Now we know in our problem what we have chosen. We have chosen this z is equal to r, so we can substitute the value of r depending upon our convenience. So we if we substitute that, f will be equal to f vector, so this should be vector, so this f vector will be equal to, so this f vector will be equal to minus 3 mu 0 upon 2 pi m1 m2 upon r to power 4 z unit vector. So this minus sign reflects that the force of between the dipole is basically attractive. This means when one can conclude that if two dipoles are aligned parallelly at some distance r, okay, then between these two dipoles there will be a force, okay, and this force will be always attractive in nature when these two dipoles are aligned parallelly at some distance r, and this force, magnitude of this force will be equal to, that is minus that is 3 mu 0 upon 2 pi m1 m2 upon r cube r to power 4 z unit vector. So this is magnitude, okay. So this is again very important problem. So this problem is very important, okay. Now I am giving an assignment to you, okay. Now you have to assignment, so I am writing assignment, okay. So that is assignment, What is the assignment? Now you take problem like this one. Let us say we have a dipole, one dipole is here. Okay, let us say this is M1 is along this direction, that is M1. This is M1, and you can solve this problem like this also. Means another dipole is here, so that is situated at this position. Okay, here, that is M2, let us say, and then you find out what is the value of force between, let us say this is R. Okay, this is R. This is assignment 1, let us say. This is one assignment. And second assignment you do, one can take, let us say, what we can do, we can take here what is changing, here it is changing that what is different from this problem here. This M1 is aligned into the Z direction, M2 is aligned into the Z direction. Okay, but this separation between these two dipoles is not along the Z direction. Here what was there, M1 was aligned into Z direction, M2 was aligned into Z direction, and the separation between these two dipoles was also along the Z direction. But here what I am giving assignment to you, M1 is along Z direction, M2 is along Z direction. Okay, but the separation between these two, that is not along the Z direction, but that is along the Y direction. So then you find out the force between these two dipoles. Okay, this is one problem. And another problem you do, you can take something like that. One dipole M1 is something where here M1, let us say M1. Okay, so this is M1, and let us take another dipole M2 somewhere here. Let us say this is M2, but M2 is aligned into this direction, that is M2, let us say. Okay, and the distance between these two, that is R. So that is R. Now you find out here you have to find out force. What will be the force? And here also you have to find out the force. What will be the force? So here what will be the force? That is question mark. And please, it is necessary to do this problem. If you do these problems, you will understand the real physics, and then you will understand the process of magnetization in paramagnetic material, in diamagnetic material, in ferromagnetic material. How this, when you apply the magnetic field in a magnetic material, when means in coming lecture we'll try to understand, we'll try to learn, then you can understand how the dipoles are aligning when you apply the magnetic field. Okay, thanking you very much for listening me. So I am expecting the solution of these two problems. So this is assignment 2. So this is assignment 2. Assignment that is 2. Okay, and this is assignment 1, and assignment 2 you have to submit. Okay, thanking you very much.